What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have some impressive battle submissions from XehrFelrose, a fellow content creator. A lot of you guys know who this trainer is. If you guys don't, be sure to go check out his channel. But we have Regirock, Virizion and Golisopod, a very strong team that Xehr used last season and is using again this season. And this is just a highlight showcase of what this team is capable of in the Ultra League. So let me know what you guys think. We got some shadow booms over there, and let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, getting into the first battle, we have Regirock on the lead versus Defense Form Deoxys. So not too good of a lead. Golisopod is a pretty good answer to it, and we'll likely see a swap out, which we do, into Steelix. Now, this is again, hopefully you guys saw the intro. If you fast forwarded ahead, that's okay. This is some battle highlights from the very end of last season and that final week. And this is a team that Xehr's using this season as well, just because of how strong it is. So these breaking swipes are 100% debuff, where with the new season update it is now a 50% chance. Just for context here, but this doesn't mean this team can't rock it. Actually, with Steelix out of the meta, it might do a bit better, just because of Steelix's oppression against this team. With the breaking swipe and earthquake, right? So Golisopod now looking to go for another liquidation. It's not going to do too much damage after these double debuffs right here, but any chip damage will be welcome, as yeah, doesn't do too much, especially since this Steelix decided to double shield there. So we will see Regirock come back in. Things should be okay. I don't think they have enough energy for earthquake. Yeah, definitely don't, as this is just going to be a breaking swipe. But with lock on, this is a shadow one as well. We do see a Greedent swap in, very interesting. Swapping into a Shadow Regirock. Okay. They do have access to Focus Blast, obviously, as Crunch is not going to be enough to KO. They're going to go ahead and go for the Focus Blast, and this is actually going to be a beautiful setup here for Virizion, if I was to take a guess, because Focus Blast is not enough to KO, so they could easily swap into Virizion right here and just get a very healthy farm down. Defense Form Deoxys is a Psychic-type Pokemon, right? It could have Psycho Boost, but ultimately, Leaf Blade is neutral damage in that situation. The best bet here for Virizion is to no shield everything and commit to this hard farm down with double kick as the fast move, so that way they can go for multiple Leaf Blades here against Defense Form Deoxys or take out the Steelix, right? So let's see what they decide to come in with. Now they're free to go for straight Leaf Blade. It's not a situation where maybe there's a Talonflame or something that would heavily resist the Leaf Blade coming in. Whereas Steelix is going to take neutral from it anyway, so you just want to just throw these right away, even if Steelix swaps in, because it just is going to do that much damage, which we will see a swap out right now. They're going to counter swap into Regirock here, looking to go for another Focus Blast to take out the Steelix. But ultimately, breaking swipe going to do a good amount of damage right here, and I think they can... yeah, they're going to go ahead and go for it right now. That's a beautiful timed charge move throw. The reason why is Defense Form Deoxys can only get one counter through worth of energy, which is going to give Virizion the edge that it needs in order to potentially win this game. Now, Defense Form Deoxys as well with Psycho Boost, applying that debuff to itself, right, means that it's probably going to have to bait with like a Rock Slide or a Thunderbolt, both of which are resisted. Now, I don't think Xehr needs to worry about that in this current situation, because as we see, the energy gain from these it's just all over. This is why it was a beautiful setup here with Virizion farm down against that Greedent, because it paid off, right? All that energy got through the Defense Form Deoxys, so good battle. Alright, moving into the next one, we have Regirock versus a Shadow Alolan Sandslash. So obviously, tough Pokemon to face off against. Golisopod is going to go ahead and swap in, as it's going to be resisting both the charge moves here, and they do swap into Clefable. So that's pretty huge. Clefable coming onto the field. Hopefully this is the only fairy on the team, and hopefully not a Giratina altered as well in the back. That could be kind of tough to deal with. But Golisopod in a great situation, which is why Golisopod is probably one of the best safe swaps in the Ultra League. I personally love it. I used it a lot last season. It's definitely worth the investment. I think it's one of those Pokemon. They got a defense drop there as well, which is really nice. It's one of those Pokemon where it's not OP, right, with Steelix getting Breaking Swipe or what have you, where I don't foresee a nerf coming to this Pokemon. It's pretty well balanced, and the reason why is its coverage and moveset, but nothing is like so oppressive that you have to nerf it. So I think it's worth the Stardust. Charizard swaps in. This is even better. So a Clefable and a Charizard on the back line. Virizion has the biggest sigh of relief right now, because getting to avoiding imminent death from that back line, which is why Golisopod on taking switch advantage was huge, as they do decide to swap in the Alolan Sandslash there to catch the charge move, which is fine. Ice Punches right here too, I don't think is enough to KO. Yeah, barely not enough to KO, so they should be able to farm down. They can let this go. They need the shield for Regirock. But they can get some chip damage here against Charizard. Yeah, barely able to survive right there. Charizard decides to farm. Well, actually, they decided not to throw. Now, this is going to be the interesting matchup right here. Is how much damage is Blast Burn going to be doing? Because obviously Charizard will be able to get to another one. But the crazy thing about Regirock is you might be used to Registeel having Zap Cannon and Focus Blast. Stone Edge is a lot less energy, and with a Lock-On as a fast move, Regirock can get to it very, very quickly. So this Charizard is about to face extinction right here. Blast Burn, yeah, not that much damage. And yeah, they do decide to surrender. I was curious there on the damage. Good game to Xehr. I was curious there on the damage with Regirock being Shadow. Seeing how much Blast Burn would actually do with that added Shadow, because I haven't seen that yet in the Ultra League. So good to see that it wasn't that much. Virizion now on the lead. Golisopod does decide to swap in. We do see a Registeel come into this matchup. A situation where I don't think they necessarily want to take switch, because they can still do a lot of damage with Focus Blast, but a good setup for them to come in with Virizion and get a lot of energy on the back end, because they may not have a counter to Virizion in the back, considering the setup that we see right now. There could be a lot of options back there. They do decide to shield right here, so wanting to take this into the ones, which is going to be good if the opponent decides to shield as well. If they can get switch too, maybe a free Aerial Ace against Virizion could be on the table here, but a Liquidation now. Decided to get no shield by Registeel, so now they're in a tough position. They have to shield if they want to maintain switch, but they're going to go ahead and let it go. Zap Cannon does, boom, take out Golisopod, and Regirock is going to go ahead and come in and try to go for the lock-on farm down. They get it! Regirock, Shadow Lock-On, who would have thought? Focus Blast now coming through, which is perfect. This is the exact charge move that he needed in order to put pressure back. Oh, they decided to no shield, and it's a Steelix in the back. No answer for Virizion. We called that at the beginning. Based on the setup of this team, I was going to guess one of three things in the back. It was going to be Tapu Fini was a big one. It could be, right? Steelix, obviously, or Alolan Sandslash, just based on the setup of this team. But Virizion loving life right now as it's facing off against the Steelix and able to get some shields there with the Sacred Sword as first Breaking Swipe, or it might be second Breaking Swipe. Sorry, is coming through. They're going to go ahead and go for another Sacred Sword. Now, the opponent Virizion is still alive and still has energy, so they got to be very careful with how they play this and how they use their shield. We might see a swap out here by Xehr into Regirock. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to fake a swap where you just stop attacking for a second, but it looks like no, they do swap to catch the charge move. I've had it before where players were so in tune with what the win con is that when you stop an attack animation, the opponent assumes you're going to click to swap, and then they swap. I've done it before. It's absolutely hilarious, and it's just like juking out your opponent. But we will see, oh, the Stone Edge can KO. They do get the KO right there. Good timing by Xehr as well. That way Steelix doesn't get that many Dragon Tails through here against Regirock, as it will be able to farm down. But Virizion should be able to take this now with a Sacred Sword, so that is going to be a good game, very well played. Virizion, another one of those Pokemon where it's so strong, but it's not overpowered, that it's just been consistent for season after season after it's been introduced with this moveset. Good battle. All right, moving into the next one, we have Regirock versus Poliwrath on the lead. Tough lead right here. They're going to go ahead and swap out into Golisopod. Poliwrath got a huge update this season as well. We won't see it from the opponent's moveset, but it got access to Icy Wind. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is some battles from the very end of last season. The Icy Wind buff makes it extremely meta. It's very oppressive and a beautiful setup. Probably one of the best. It's the best fighter in the Ultra League. And now one of the best fighters in the Great League. It's starting to knock on the door of Metachamp for being top meta, which is really cool. So, we do see Liquidation come through as the Alolan Muck decides to let these go. This is a Poison Jab Alolan Muck as well, so Virizion dodging a bullet there, as they will decide to shield and look to commit to this farm down now with Golisopod. This is going to be pretty dangerous. I don't think they get it. Oh, they get it just in time. Beautiful. Golisopod now in a very good position. Lots of energy. Poliwrath, if it comes back in, it's going to have to watch out. And they do have a Drapion in back. It's going to have to watch out for Aerial Aces. But Golisopod now, Liquidation's going to be coming through and coming in hot. This is a beautiful situation for them because Virizion does have access to Leaf Blade for Poliwrath. Poliwrath does have access to Ice Punch, so both of them just going to be hitting each other back and forth. Then the opponent swaps into Poliwrath trying to catch the charge move, and they're going to catch it all right. This is going to be an Aerial Ace, but it does get shielded as Virizion now swaps in, looking to go for Leaf Blades as fast as possible. Poliwrath still in a good position to potentially win this game. But ultimately, they have to manage that energy. And if this Poliwrath had the new season Icy Wind, I think it wins this game. Just because, yeah, they go for Dynamic Punch. Just because it would lower the attack of the Leaf Blades here. They would be able to farm down with counter. And then they could Scald the Regirock on the back end. So Poliwrath in new season, I think, wins this one. But that is going to be a good game. Regirock and Golisopod still left to go. Regirock going to go ahead and farm down. Yeah, Regirock would have been blasted by a Scald right there as the opponent decides to surrender. So good battle. All right, moving into the next one, we have Regirock on the lead versus Cobalion. Okay, so tough lead, obviously. We're going to see that Golisopod come in right away. And we do see a Giratina Altered swap in. Now, this is Dragon Breath Giratina Altered. So they're going to go ahead and go for Liquidations. Liquidation is resisted, but if you can get those debuffs, it might be worth it. It still does a decent amount of chip damage. Now, they're going to go ahead and go for an Aerial Ace here. They're probably trying to fish for the debuff right there as they stop an Ancient Power. Okay, they're looking to maybe switch this. No, they're going to go ahead and go for Liquidation again. If that debuff comes through, they might be able to farm down, so let's see how this plays out. Liquidation does land, no debuff, so now they're going to... Oh, they almost got to the Aerial Ace in time. They're going to go ahead and shield and look to maybe commit to the farm down. Giratina Altered is going to be getting close here. Nope, they get it. Beautiful. So Golisopod takes down the Giratina Altered. That's huge. It did have to give up 2 shields for that, but it got the Charizard out onto the field, which is even better. Liquidation now going to be getting shields. They do get to another one in time as well, which hopefully gets shield number 2. And this is a wrap. This is all over. As Regirock will obviously boom the Charizard here. And then Virizion takes down Cobalion. So that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Unfortunately for the opponent, going for hard switch was a better call here for Xehr, as they're going to go ahead and swap out. No Focus Blast as well, right? We don't need the Focus Blast, I know. But we'll get a Stone Edge boom hopefully on the back end right here, as they're going to look to overload on energy. Now, if I was in Xehr's shoes right here, or hooves, I should say, I would be looking to try and time taking out this Cobalion with my Virizion extremely low, because Charizard can still do good amount of damage with Blast Burn, and 2 of them might be able to take it out. So he's got to play this very carefully. He's got to... Okay, perfect. He's got to throw the Sacred Sword just as he's about to go down. Xehr! Dude! That was very well timed. Let me tell you, I wasn't expecting it to be that good. That, do you see that HP? That is perfect. Oh, we don't get a boom. Good game. All right, moving into the next one. That was, for those of you who know the depths that this game can go to, that play by Xehr right there was huge. All right, we got a Greedent swap in right here, so they're going to go ahead and look to stay in. I didn't see what was on the lead. I was talking to you guys, so maybe you can let me know down in the comments. It'll be a bit late, a little bit late for me to know, but we'll find out coming back into it. Clearly, it was something that Regirock countered. Maybe it was a Charizard or something, but we're going to see the Virizion come into Greedent here. Now, this matchup you got to be careful about because Body Slam really starts to add up, and the Greedent here, which does poop candy, if you guys didn't notice that, we'll watch it slowly on the back end. I'll actually pause it so you guys can see. These Body Slams can add up, and they add up very quickly. As you guys can see, Greedent, you just got to get it off the field. This all obviously depends on the lead. I didn't see what was there. But they're going to go ahead and maybe commit to the farm down. We don't get to see the candy. No. Some of you probably know what I'm talking about, but I feel like a lot of you don't. Oh, he's going for the charge move. Perfect. This means that we can pause it here. All right, get ready. Oh, he shielded. Oh, the shield stops the candy. We got to rewind. Dang it. I'm sorry, guys. All right, here we go. We'll fast forward. We'll fast forward right back. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll fast forward right back. Here we go. You see the candy? It just fell out right there. It's really funny. I don't know. I just find it hilarious. Here we go. Ready? Watch the butt. Watch the butt. Little candy comes out. It's so funny. All right, let's fast forward. Here we go. All right, so he shields. Regirock gets the farm down, and we are back. Sorry, not a traditional shoutcast, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you were sticking around, maybe you learned something new today, that Greedent poops out candy if you throw a charge move at it. It's a hidden gem. Oh, was it Jellicent lead? No, it wasn't Jellicent lead, was it? It gets caught throwing a Focus Blast at a Jellicent. That is oof city, as they're going to go ahead and go for Stone Edge now. You can see in the swipes he's very frustrated because he just blind threw a Stone Edge. Or blind through a Focus Blast. But now I'm curious to see what Pokemon number 1 was. Maybe it was Charizard. But we shall see. They're going to go ahead and let the Surf go through. They're really trusting in Golisopod to win this one. So clearly it was something Golisopod can beat. As Greedent's gone, they're going to have to shield the potential Shadow Ball. But I think they get the fast move farm down here. Oh, it was a Surf. No, it was a Wheezing in the back, or Wheezing on the lead. Okay. So a Galarian Weezing here. Liquidation's going to do quite well, but they got to be careful. Oh, they get the defense drop. That's huge. They got to be careful about the Overheat. Overheat can do quite a bit of damage. It is neutral, but still quite a bit. But that was a Brutal Swing, which is fine. And this is, oh man, the mind games here. They're going to go ahead and let this one go as well. I think this is a bit quick for Overheat. Yeah, it's just going to be another Brutal Swing. Maybe they're just trying to go for as many Brutal Swings as possible, but Golisopod does have a good amount of energy here and has that debuff applied, so they could potentially farm down. The opponent decides to no-shield. They're going to go ahead and go for the next Aerial Ace, and this is going to come down to the wire here as both Pokemon have energy and fast move. Oh, they decided to let it go. All right. Sorry for hyping that up. Good game. All right, moving in. What was that name? Pumpa-Lump? Shiny Pidgeot here on the lead. Best Buddy as well got the ribbon, but Shiny Pidgeot is about to meet the rock as Stone Edge going to be coming through, just booming this bird out of the sky. Oh, I almost sent you. I almost sent it. They're deciding to shield and look to debuff, and maybe they're weak in the back. Maybe it's like this weird triple flyer team. The return of Togekiss, maybe. Charizard, Pidgeot, and Togekiss. Wouldn't that be something? All right, another Stone Edge coming through. All right, good amount of damage. The opponent doesn't want to swap out. This is probably going to be the Brave Bird if there was ever time to throw one. If they want to keep Pidgeot alive. No, it's going to be another Feather Dance. What is this opponent doing? They got to be very weak to Regirock in the back. Tentacruel coming in. So they're going to go ahead and go for a Stone Edge here. This is kind of a tough situation because Tentacruel does so well against this team. Just the neutral or super effective damage. Golisopod has to come in though and start putting in some work, as they're likely going for an acid spray right here. That's a shiny Tentacruel as well. So maybe a full team of shinies. That would be very cool to see. The Tentacruel shiny is actually beautiful. I haven't really acknowledged how good it looks before. I know we got ugly stuff like the Golisopod, or not the Golisopod, sorry Golisopod, didn't mean that. The Guzzlord, with the, it looks like a giant pumpkin, like a white chocolate pumpkin. It's bad. Tentacruel, however, this looks clean. It's like this emerald violet, beautiful combination. Anyways, Golisopod now taking this into the ones and gets the farm, almost gets the farm down. Pidgeot swaps back in, but this is a good situation for them, as Regirock could easily come in and maybe farm down with Lock. You might want to throw. I don't think you want to, yeah, you don't want to get debuffed right here. You can avoid a debuff and still have some good energy on the back end. I think you're set, especially after getting Pidgeot out of the game. Maybe Virizion wins this one. Tentacruel really wants to get rid of Regirock, so Regirock has to shield. If it's a Charizard in the back, I think it's game over. But Acid Spray does get applied. Let's see. No, it's a Drapion. Huh. Curious why they're so fearful of a Regirock when they have a Tentacruel and a Drapion. Maybe, I don't know. They're going to go ahead and counter swap now to catch the charge move. Hopefully that was an Aqua Tail. Yeah, if they had an Aqua Tail, I feel like, oh man, I think the opponent was very fearful about swapping out. But if Pidgeot stayed in this game with more health, I think we have a different game on our hands. But Virizion now in a good position here with Sacred Sword, as it can do some good neutral damage. The opponent, though, do they have Sludge Bomb? We're about to find out. They're going to go ahead and go for another Sacred Sword. It's over. Obviously, Regirock is still on the back end with energy. So Virizion's going to take this, and I think the opponent, if they have Sludge Bomb, you have to throw it here, right? And let's see if it's going to be. Oh, it is! Boom! Down goes Virizion! Oh, no! I called it too soon! Oh, it's just crunch. Oh, they go down. Good game. I would like to apologize to the opponent right there, calling them. I called them out. We got to take a pause. I called them out for making misplays, but they just won the game. They came back with that huge play. Never give up. That is an exact example of it's never over till it's over. Unless you're facing off against Bastiodon, Shadow Victory Bell, and Wigglytuff, and you have bad alignment, then it's over. All right, we got Virizion on the lead, so they're going to go ahead and swap out into Golisopod here, as Golisopod can do very well. Now the opponent, Stone Edge. Nope, just a Leaf Blade. I wasn't counting the fast moves there, but they are deciding to stay in, so they might be weak in the back. Let's start to consider what could be back there. Tapu Fini, Steelix could make sense. Neither of them. Well, I mean, Steelix can come in like we've seen before, but it's not the best. And if they have Tapu Fini, then Tapu Fini handles Regirock. There's the Steelix, right? We got one. I'm gonna guess Tapu Fini because Tapu Fini's Water Gun doesn't do. It's resisted, right? So Steelix now looking to farm down. And this is gonna be very interesting. Xehr needs to read Tapu Fini. They're gonna come in with Virizion right here. But I wonder if Xehr's reading the Tapu Fini as well. Because the opponent clearly didn't come in with Steelix right away. They don't have a hard answer for Golisopod other than teamwork make the dream work. You know? So Sacred Sword going to be coming through, taking out the Steelix. And if we see Virizion come back in to the mirror match here, then it's Tapu Fini in the back. If it's not Tapu Fini and I'm completely wrong, fine, so be it. My calls have been off before. But I got some spidey senses when it comes to teams, just because of just being around for so long. We will see the Steelix get to another breaking swipe. This is very bad here for Virizion, where now with all these debuffs, they're going to be forced to swap out. Time to see. Well, Virizion's obviously going to come into the mirror right here. Yep. Let's see. It was a Tapu Fini! Hey! We called it. I still got it. I still got it. Those team reads. Now, this is a great time to explain how I thought and why I thought that was the case. First and foremost, Virizion, Tapu Fini, and Steelix is top tier meta, especially last season, right? Last season, they're top tier meta. so you can have a high probability of facing off against those Pokemon. Number 2, Virizion on the lead. Xehr still got this. He's got double charge moves. Don't worry, Xehr's got it. Virizion on the lead with a Golisopod safe swap, and they didn't swap out. Tells us they don't have a hard answer for Golisopod. And hard answer means you have to be able to counter it. Liquidation does super effective against Steelix, and good game, Xehr. And Tapu Fini doesn't do well against Golisopod because of Water Gun, right? So that was my whole reasoning. And then we saw the Steelix, which was piece number 2. We got Golisopod here on the lead. I'll finish off this story. We saw Steelix, which is piece number 2. So it was extremely high probability that was Tapu Fini in the back. That's just how I team read. And it worked out. It paid off. Good game there, Xehr, as we have Golisopod here. Now notice how Xehr played this, right? Xehr did the exact same thing. He doesn't have a hard answer to Golisopod. So in order to win, he has to throw a Stone Edge in order to get shield advantage and then come into the mirror fight here. That's the only way he's going to be able to find a win con, which the opponent could read and go, okay, maybe they have a fighter in the back. We see a Golisopod safe swap. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a fighter in the back, and then the opponent could make some deductions. What fighter could it be? It could be a grass. It's either going to be Virizion, Poliwrath, or Cobalion, right? Steelix comes in. All right, so we've seen Golisopod. We've seen Steelix. Now, I don't think it would be in this setup. I don't think it would be Tapu Fini in the back, but we'll have to see. Virizion now in a good position here with Sacred Swords, up 2-1 shields, but Steelix, man, Steelix got a nerf for a reason. These breaking swipes are going to add up, and it's going to be oppressive. So hopefully they can land another Sacred Sword before another breaking swipe comes through, which is what they're looking to do. And this is going to be some much needed chip damage here, as it's not going to be enough to KO. But Steelix now could be farmed down with fast moves. It's going to be close. 4 Dragon Tails to a breaking swipe, so let's see if they get it. 1, nope, they're not getting it. 2, 3, oh, they're getting it. Oh, they get it, barely. All right. We do see a counter swap, and it's going to be Trevenant in the back. So this is going to be a dangerous endgame. Trevenant having access to Seed Bomb for super effective damage, but Regirock can fire right back with Stone Edges here. Remember, there's still that Golisopod to deal with, so they're going to go ahead and overload, making sure they have plenty of energy, and this is a good play here by Xehr. You don't just want to throw Stone Edge right when you have it, because the opponent could swap out, and you need to have that energy on the back end, but unfortunately not able to throw the Stone Edge before Trevenant gets to another Seed Bomb. So let's see. Okay, they did CMB tie. I think he's frustrated. He can tell, because Golisopod's going to come in right now, and he's got no answer for it. Here we go. No, maybe they get to the Seed Bomb. There's the Golisopod swap in, so they're going to go ahead and go for Stone Edge here. Okay, maybe there's something cooking. I think Xehr's got to try to catch on Virizion here. No, the opponent just decides to throw. Maybe Leaf Blade's going to be enough to KO. Let's see. I don't think they have 2 Seed Bombs. Oh, they do. He does have back-to-back Leaf Blades, but I think Leaf Blade does do enough resisted damage here to take out the Trevenant. Let's see. Yep, beautiful. Perfect. Good game. You could tell from the swipes. Good game there, Xehr. You could, oh, that was the final battle. You could tell from the swipes, he's like, dang it, I messed up. Dang it. Because you don't want to CMP tie if you can get away with it, because you want to have that energy and whatnot. But overall, obviously a very strong team. I think it's a bit stronger when Steelix is around. Or yeah, I think it's still good with Steelix not around. It was beneficial with Steelix around because you had Focus Blast, Liquidation, and Virizion, right? But there's still going to be a lot of those Pokemon out there that can still, this team can still handle the meta for that. So, XehrFelrose, thank you for sharing these battles with us. Be sure to go check out his channel, everyone. Extremely skilled battler and posts great teams like this all the time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.